In this video, I will provide you with another idea for building a safer set of stairs over an existing concrete stairway that might not be safe, or a stairway that might need smaller risers. And to save you some time and frustration, this is not a step-by-step instructional video. This is more or less a video that will provide you with an example of how something like this can be done. And in this example, we are going to be adding a sideboard here. And it's going to provide us with the additional structural strength we're going to need to hold everything together and be able to lift the stairway off of or put it over the old existing stairway. So we have a stairway here with 3 steps, and we wanted to add another step so that we could lower the height of each one of the risers to make it easier for possibly an older person to walk up and down a stairway. So we're just simply going to design the stairway like this. We're going to have a larger board. In our example here, this is a 2x10, and all of the lumber is treated. I will leave it up to you as to whether or not you need to use treated lumber or other materials. And I went ahead and added a gravel foundation here so that we could extend the lower step. However, this might need to be concrete. You might need to bite the bullet there to have something that will provide you with a little more support. So not too difficult to build. However, something like this is probably going to trap debris, dirt, sand. And if this becomes moist for a long period of time, it can rot the lumber. But that's the beauty of this stairway. If you build it to where you can lift the set of stairs off, then you're going to be able to clean these areas. Let's go ahead and take a look at the nailing. You can use nails or screws and put them wherever you possibly can to fasten everything together. And that would include whether or not you're going to create something permanent or have something that you'll be able to lift off so that you can clean the debris that will get captured under the stairway. And the debris usually accumulates from any gaps or cracks in the lumber, any knot holes that might have fallen out. So keep that in mind while you are building. And make sure that you nail or screw everything together, including the back of this board to your boards here. And if you are going to build it and then install it over the stairway, it wouldn't be a bad idea to check it in sections. So maybe build these 2 sections together and then set them over the existing stairway to see if everything's working. And it might not be a bad idea to use screws on the sides. Maybe only put a couple of screws in on the sides and then set everything in place to make sure that it is going to work, and you don't need to make additional modifications. I mean, the last thing you want to do for a project like this, if you've never done something like this before, will be to firmly attach everything together using adhesives, whatever, and then find out that you made a mistake and your new stairway isn't simply going to slide over the existing one. Next up, let's go ahead and take a look at an example of how you can simply lift the stairway off and then grab a broom and remove all of the debris. And you might want to do this once a year, once every other year. And of course, if the gravel is not going to work out for you, then add a structural footing that will provide you with some better support and or allow you to permanently secure your new stairway to the existing one. And if the stairway doesn't seem secure, you set it over the existing one and it's wiggling a little bit while you're using it. It doesn't feel like it's going to be safe, then you might be able to use some screws or some type of building hardware to attach it to the existing stairway. Now, another thing I need to point out is that some stairways might require a longer last step. And if this is going to be a building code issue, then you won't be able to use this particular idea. Now, another thing I don't think I would be happy with, but you might be tempted to use, would be some type of a design like this to where you use a larger skirt board or sideboard to create this design. And I don't see a problem with this. as long as you're going to install a guardrail on both sides, something that will not allow people to jump over the side of the stairway. Because something like this could be a trip hazard as somebody comes down the stairs and then wants to jump off of this step here or this one here, and then of course gets their foot caught and then face plants into the ground. Not a good thing. And definitely something to think about before and not after building something like this. So hopefully by now you have another idea, something else that might work for your particular project. If not, make sure that you check out some of the other videos that I have already done for building stairs over an existing concrete stairway.